Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun.
Welcome back to the Stealing Home Show, the most unserious baseball show on the planet, hosted by the best brother in baseball. Usually it's the best brother and sister, but as you can see, my sister's not with me today. Don't worry, she didn't quit. I didn't fire her. I don't even have the power to do that. If anything would happen, I feel like I would be the one to get fired. She's in Europe. She went to Ireland to go celebrate what was supposed to be a Florida State win. She went to the game, and unfortunately, we're not going to talk about that game. We're not going to. I don't know if you guys are big into college football, but we're not talking about that game. This is a baseball show. We're not going to talk about Florida State and how they lost to Georgia Tech. We're not going to talk about Florida State and how they can't throw the football and stop the run with what their number one D-line in the nation. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that, unfortunately. But she's enjoying the rest of her trip in Europe. Other than that, I did learn something, though. If you're ever going to travel across the globe to go to a sporting event where one of your teams are playing and you're not just enjoying it for the sporting event, probably place the sporting event at the very end. That way it doesn't, put a damper on your trip. It's very risky to put it at the beginning. That's what I learned. But she's having a blast. Everything she's doing looks cool. She's experiencing Europe. That's something I haven't been able to do. The closest I've been to Europe is Montreal, so I'm jealous of her. And, even though Florida State lost, she might not admit it, and maybe she will. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but it was probably a fun game to go to regardless. So she's not here. I'm rocking Dolo. I don't know what to do. I'm not. Guys, good luck. Good luck. You're with me. My sister's supposed to be the sane one on the show. She kind of brings me in. You're at my mercy now. This is my show. Who knows what's going on? One thing's for sure, there's going to be a lot of awkward water breaks because I usually yap a lot when she's on the show, but now she's not. So usually when she talks, I get to take a break, but now it's just going to be a lot of awkward water drinking and weird eye contact while I do it. But we'll see. We'll make it through together. We'll see how it goes. I don't think it'll be as fun. I miss my sister, and I wish she was here, but I'll get through it. Don't worry. We'll get through it together. Before I get into some of the baseball, if you guys enjoy the show, we do a weekly baseball show every week. That's what weekly means. And my sister is here majority of the time. This is a history, first time ever. But if you enjoy it, be sure to subscribe. We also do some other baseball videos. We try to make those at least twice a month, sometimes a month. Schedule's getting a little bit crazy. But we're pushing towards October. We're pushing towards September baseball. This is one of the most exciting moments for baseball, or times of the year for baseball. A lot of stuff starting to get riled up, as we'll get into it in the later parts of the show. But if you enjoy it, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss another episode. Stay tuned when my sister comes back. I'm excited to see her about her Europe trip. Maybe she can talk to us about it a little bit. And let's get into it. Let's see what happened. I'll say this. Probably one of the better weeks of baseball we've had. And I'm gonna apologize. I didn't watch that much, but I know that it was kicking. So I know, just watching the midweek series, the best series I think out of all this, and there were some good ones. But let's just start off the bat. I think the Orioles and Mets series was insane. They had, I think the Mets won 2 games out of 3 in New York where they play. So the Orioles had to go up there, and it's just a matchup you don't see very often. I mean, say what you want about the Mets. They're not in the playoff spot right now, but I think they're a solid team through the power of Grimace, through the power of Hawk Tua, through the power of, oh my God, the Mets are a good team somehow, some way. And the Orioles, they're going to mash. You know who the Orioles are. They have young frat boys in their lineup who all look the same and hit the ball 450 feet, so they're going to mash. And they also have Corbin Burns shelling it from the mound. But great series. I just saw the highlights. I saw a lot of back and forth. I saw some home runs. I saw great energy out of New York and the Mets fans. That series was good. The Mets ended up taking that one. You had the Red Sox beating the Astros. I said last week I thought that this was going to be a week where the Astros lose ground and the Mariners catch up. That would have been probably a little true here if the Mariners didn't get swept by Los Angeles. The Dodgers doing their best to stay out in front of the Diamondbacks, who also swept the Marlins, so they're trying to keep up with the Dodgers. And the Giants beat the White Sox, surprise, in that series. So the National League West, as we'll look into it, they're all knotted up, tied up. Underneath those Giants and White Sox on our screen here, you had the Braves and Phillies. So something interesting in this series, I don't know if you guys remember, but last year with Bryce Harper in October, ended up getting doubled up off a crazy play in the gap in Atlanta. So it was Atlanta and Philly in October. Harper gets doubled up at first base to end the game, and the shortstop for the Braves can be heard in the locker room after the game saying, "Ha ha, Harper," kind of poking fun, like, what are you doing? You got doubled up, ha ha. Or nice way to run the bases, Harper, something like that. Obviously, you're talking to Bryce Harper, who's a dog. You're what was it? Series tied at that point, I think it was, going to Philly. Best 3 out of 5 series. You got 2 games in Philly. Harper went crazy, hit 2 home runs the next game, and as he's rounding second base, he was staring down Orlando Arcia, the shortstop for the Braves, who said those comments. Now, in this series, Arcia had a home run, and Harper's playing first base. As Arcia is rounding first base, he gives him a little death stare, kind of like what Harper hit him with twice. I think this was a clown move, bro. I mean, look, probably cool. I think this is one cool thing. They clearly, although they might put stuff behind them when they're talking to the press and say it's not a big deal, clearly it's a big deal if you're staring the guy down after you hit a home run. And same thing with Harper if you're staring him down in October last year. But hey, it is now August. We're almost a year past that, and these guys still remember. So if you think that they try to act professional and say they don't remember, we put it behind them. There's no story here. There's a story. They won't tell you, but there's a story. They're athletes. They're competitors. They won't forget. So they remember. Trust me, they remember. And Arcia stares Harper down, but low-key a clown move, bro. Low-key a clown move. Harper stared you down twice, hit 2 home runs in October, and whooped you in October. And he stared you down. You hit a home run in August, and you're 6 games back from the Phillies. And let's see, did they lose that? And they won the series. Okay, but you only gained a game. They won the series. Atlanta won the series, but you only gained a game. I still think it's a little bit of a clown move. We'll see. The book is still out. I won't call it a clown move yet. I'll call it a clown move because I've been doing that, but I won't put the red nose on the clown just yet. Because we got to see how it plays out in October. If he stared him down in August and then does the same thing in October, that's the only thing why Harper's is better. I mean, they beat you when it mattered. Not to say that it doesn't matter now, but they beat you when it mattered in October. So if Arcia can do the same thing in October and stare him down, it's even better. I think that's good for baseball. I mean, look, they're not fighting or nothing. Fights are fun to watch too, but this is just more competitive. Hey, Harper said, "I heard you say I'm going to stare you down." Like, I heard you. I see you. Now what? I just hit a home run off you. And Arcia is saying the same thing. It's just Arcia's doesn't carry the value. It's not in October yet. So we'll see. The jury's still out. The clown isn't, the nose isn't pinned on the clown, so to say, on that one. But I think it's just not as strong. It's a little weaker than what Harper did. So it kind of looks a little stupid. Also, maybe you should have raised it up a level. I don't know. Instead of staring, you kind of just bit off Harper's wave. Maybe do something a little crazy, a little Fortnite L dance around him first. That might be even lamer. Don't listen to me. But you're the baseball player. You're the pro. You're the big leaguer. There's a reason I'm not in the league. It's not because I couldn't hit. It is because I couldn't hit. And 5'9" and weigh like $165 soaking wet. But that's not the reason why I'm in the league. It's because I don't know how to selly and do cool stuff. If I had that in my pocket, I'm definitely getting a 10-year contract like Mookie Betts. Let's keep going. Sorry to do a little bit. I just want to talk about that. When I think of Braves, Phillies, that's the first thing I think about. The Padres beat the Twins as well. Royals beating the Angels. The Angels, man, they're a rich man's White Sox, I'll say. I don't know how to put it. I don't know if I'd rather be a White Sox fan or an Angels fan. Because the Angels just aren't good, and they're supposed to be good. I think the White Sox knew they weren't going to be good. They didn't know they were going to be this bad, but they knew they weren't going to be good. The Angels, they probably knew they weren't going to be good either, but it just feels like they're supposed to be. I don't know. The Yankees ended up winning the series against the Guardians. That was another series we were all going to watch, that we all had our eyes on. The Blue Jays continue to just be the Blue Jays. Don't know if they want to win or lose. Let's move on to the weekend series, though. And again, might be a little bit of a shorter show, just because this is the first time I've done it by myself. I'd like to see my sister do it by herself. I think that would be kind of funny. A little fun. I would watch that show. I think it would be interesting. She'd probably do a pretty damn good job at it, to be honest. All right. The weekend results are here on the screen. We got the Yankees beating the Rockies. Again, the Rockies are the away team in that series, so obviously they're not going to win. If they were at home, maybe a different story. Yankees beat the Rockies. The Braves, maybe they're heating up just in time for October. They're missing a lot of guys. They're hurt. They beat the Nationals, which are a good team. I saw someone on MLB Network say the Nationals could potentially be one of the best teams in baseball in 2 to 3 years. Maybe. I remember not too long ago they said the same thing about the White Sox, though. So we'll see how that works. I think the Nationals are a good team. I've been high on them all year. I think they're better than what I thought they were going to be. And for Nationals fans, you have to be pretty happy. I mean, they've had a good year without having those expectations. They've exceeded expectations a lot. A team that has, perpetually not exceeded expectations or even met them or even gotten close to sniffing them. The Los Angeles Angels, they got swept by the Toronto Blue Jays. The Diamondbacks beat the Boston Red Sox. They sweep them at Fenway. I mean, the Diamondbacks, man, watch out. You don't want to catch them in the playoffs. I'm telling you that right now. The Cubs beat the Marlins. No one cares. They're irrelevant. Pirates and Reds. The Pirates had a good week last week. The Tigers sweeping the White Sox because, that's just what people do to the White Sox, unfortunately. And the Rangers, I think I heard somewhere say that they were the worst defending champs in baseball history. They're hangover. They must have partied way too long. I don't get it. Or they're a little older, so their World Series hangover is a little harder than other teams. Awkward sip of water. But they're struggling. They're not coming back. I mean, we know how the West. We'll look at the division soon. Mets and Padres were a good series, fun to watch. I think the best series of the weekend, and if Brett was on the show, he'd be able to talk about it a lot. He was like, watch the highlights, because he knew I wasn't able to watch the games. Astros and Orioles were insane this weekend. I mean, the games were back and forth. You had a go-ahead grand slam from Santander, just back and forth games and games that, I mean, maybe it's a little too early to say. Potential American League Championship matchup here between the Orioles and Astros. That would be cool. Little Orioles and Yankees, ALDS. And, I mean, it's just I've been saying this. The Astros aren't dead, Lisa. She's not here, but I say that almost every show. The Astros were never dead. Sorry, Mariners. I want the Mariners to win the division, but the Astros are inevitable. They're just scary. They're going to be in the American League Championship Series, and they're going to play the winner of the Yankees and the Orioles, most likely. I also saw something, and we'll talk about Judge in a little bit. I saw something where when Judge hits 50 home runs, every year Judge hits more than 50 home runs, the Astros win the World Series. So is Judge kind of selfish for not just stopping at 49? Possibly. That's on the table. We should talk about that. Aaron Judge might be the most selfish guy on the planet. Stop hitting home runs. Every time you hit more than 50, the Astros win a World Series. So if they do it again, dude, you're just being a jerk. You're being a jerk, and honestly, you might be on the Astros payroll. So we need to keep our eye out for Judge. He might be the most selfish player in the league because he keeps hitting home runs. The Yankees in that Rockies series, by the way, went back to back to back. Judge probably hit like 1 million home runs. They went back to back to back. Soto, gone. Judge, gone. Giancarlo, gone. Watch out for the Yankees lineup. They start firing on all cylinders. It's like, who do you pitch to? Walk Soto, you get Judge. Walk Judge, you get Stanton. It's what a mess for pitchers. I'm glad I'm not pitching in the league. Now, you put a wiffle ball in my hands, I'll probably strike anybody out. Y'all don't want to see me on the wiffle ball field. But that's that. Phillies beat the Royals and the Rays and Dodgers. Now, I watched this game. I texted my buddy. Colin Poche's on the mound in a tie game, bases loaded. He comes in second and third. Colin Poche, a reliever for the Rays. Comes in, 7-7 game, I believe it was. 6-6, maybe something like that. Bottom 9. Colin Poche, reliever for the Rays, comes in the game, second and third. Walks the first guy he faces, I think, on 3 or 4. Be hard to walk somebody on 3 pitches, but walks him on 4 or 5 pitches, bringing up Ohtani. I text my buddies, the battle we've all been waiting for: Colin Poche versus Shohei Ohtani. And Poche has given up his fair share of leads for the Rays in the last few years. I'll say he's not bad. I don't think he's that bad, but people who are dramatic, they hate him, and I get it. I mean, he's given up a lot of leads. So Poche comes into the game, and I say battle of the century. Ohtani versus Poche. This is why he walked him. He wanted to challenge Ohtani. He's a dog. Like, we'll see. It's all sarcasm. And Ohtani goes yard. First pitch. It's a home run. Grand slam. That was Ohtani's home run to hit 40-40. Potential to be 50-50, which would be insane. 50 home runs. 50, was it doubles? Stolen bases? I don't know. Acuna messed me up by doing 72 stolen bases and 1 million home runs last year. Wish Acuna was still playing. But that was the weekend games. Let's go ahead and just check out these standings. I messed up. But yeah, let's check out the standings. That was a little preview. What the standings are looking like, we got the Astros in the West. Let's start in the West. The Astros are starting to separate themselves from the Mariners. The Mariners, with Randy Rosarena and all the guys they brought in during the trade deadline, just like running out of juice here. And now even the Angels are in last place behind the Oakland A's last year in Oakland as well. So maybe that's a nice little point for them for not finishing last in their division in their last season in Oakland. Feel bad for the Oakland fans. They don't deserve what they're doing. John Fisher needs to sell the team. You suck. But, yeah, the Astros, I think this is how this division's going to end. I always thought this. I was begging for I think the Mariners had a chance to separate themselves early in the season, kind of around the second, third month of the season. We were kind of in that like a quarter of the way in the season, about a third of the way in. And they had a chance because the Astros were really struggling. That's when you start winning games and try to put some distance and give you some pillow. Because you know it's the Astros. You know they're going to figure it out. You know they're going to be good. I wouldn't bank on the Astros being bad the entire season. So now you're starting to get your comeuppance because you didn't do that early. And now the Astros they've hit their stride. They're playing real good baseball. I don't want to face them in October. Now, the American League Central, probably the most exciting division in the American League, outside of just the two-headed monster in the East with the Orioles and Yankees. But that Central is going to be fun to watch. The Diamondbacks, Twins, and Guardians are all within 2.5 games of each other. Big implications. You obviously want to win because if you win this, you're going to probably get a bye. As long as you stave off? I don't know. Just keep away from the Astros. Don't let the Astros get the second seed. But, yeah, if you win this division, you're probably going to get a bye, which is huge. And you got 3 teams right now that are in it. And what would you rather, have a bye and host an American League Division Series or have to play best 2 out of 3 wild card? I'd rather host a Division Series. That's me. And the Tigers, again, they're kind of like the Nationals to me. A little bit of a better season. No one really expected it. And the White Sox just can't wait for their season to be. I think their season was over in April. I think we said that. Now, the two-headed monster in the East, I was completely wrong. I said that Boston would get in over the Yankees. I don't know what crack I was smoking. That ain't happening. The Yankees look like they're going to win this division. Now, when it comes to this race, still quite a lot of baseball to be played. You know, the Orioles could come back. It's only a game and a half. It's less than what the Royals and Twins are to the Guardians. So I'm not saying the Yankees have it tied up or knotted up, but should be interesting. This series is fun. The Yankees and Orioles have a little beef as well, little hit by pitch shenanigans going on. Would love to see this series in October. I don't even care who wins this division. I can't wait to see these guys play in October. Let's go ahead and look at the wild card here. You got the Yankees at that 1 seed, Guardians right behind them, and the Astros behind the Guardians. Those are the top 3. So if playoffs were to end right now, we got Yankees, Guardians, Astros, Orioles, Twins, and Royals. Now, the Red Sox are still trying to hang on. The Red Sox are waiting. Hopefully, they're just trying to stay hot and hope that the Twins or the Royals, one of them flutters and falls down, and the Red Sox are able to pass them. But they're 3.5 back from the Royals, and they're 4.5 back from the Twins. So they're going to have a lot of winning and a lot of losing from one of those 2 teams in order to get there. The Mariners and the Rays, I think I just put them up there just for us. I know there's some Mariners fans that watch. I know that I'm a Rays fan, so I think I just put us up there. I think it's getting close to me taking them down, to be honest. And this is weird. Usually the American League, you have a lot of teams vying for that wild card spot. It's not really this much. It's not even wrapped up, but it's not this much of a the amount of teams, or who's getting in. It's just where, That's what it's starting to look like. It looks like we know what the teams are going to be. It's just a matter of where the chips will fall. I'll say right now, I don't think that Cleveland's going to end at the top of that division. I don't. I think I want it to be the Royals. I'm wearing their hat right now. I think it's going to be the Twins. But I don't think Cleveland's going to be at the top. Let's go ahead and check out the National League here. We got, starting the East. We started in the West last time. Starting the East. Phillies, Braves. 7 games back last week. 6 games back this week. The Braves won a series against the Phillies. Arcia's staring down Harper. We got some bad blood between these 2 teams. Always a good rivalry. And the Mets are right behind the Braves as well. So I don't know if these guys are going to catch up to the Phillies. It would take a collapse from the Phillies, in my opinion, as we head into September. Now, I'm a Rays fan, so I do remember when the Red Sox were up 11.5 games going into September with 30 games left to the Rays, and the Rays caught up to them. And I also remember when The Braves were up on the Cardinals for the wild card by, I think it was 10.5 or 9.5, something like that. And the Cardinals ended up coming back and won the World Series that year, and the Braves missed the playoffs. So 6 games, when you think of it in that perspective, it's doable if you're a Braves fan. And if you're a Phillies fan, it ain't wrapped up. You got to still play good baseball going in, and you want to in September heading into October. The Central's wrapped up. Talk about stuff being wrapped up. That's wrapped up. I mean, the Brewers got this more locked up than Fort Knox right now. The Cardinals ain't catching up to the Brewers. Everyone else is just in their own poop party down there. They're not even in the mix for the wild card, from my understanding. We'll take a look at that soon. Now, this is, in my opinion, this has the potential to be the most exciting divisional race in baseball right here in the National League West between the Dodgers, Diamondbacks, and the Padres. The only problem is the Dodgers just might not let it happen. So I think they were within 3 games, the Diamondbacks and Padres, last week. The Dodgers separated themselves a little bit. They swept the Mariners. They won 2 out of 3 against the Rays. And maybe they're starting to hit their stride. Now, I don't know if Glasnow's still hurt or Yamamoto. I mean, are they coming back? If they get Glasnow and Yamamoto and they're in there and they're slinging it on the bump for the Dodgers, you watch out, because you know they got a star-studded lineup. You got Freeman, Betts, and Ohtani as your 3 main guys. You got 3 MVPs right there in your lineup. That's 1/3 of your team as an MVP. Get out of here. So the Dodgers are stacked. That's what happens when you pay Elon Musk money for a baseball team. Now, the Diamondbacks are back. They've been back. Happy to see that, because it's kind of like, hey, last year wasn't a fluke. We are a good team. So we're 3 games back by the Dodgers. We're going to try to catch up. Now, we should, in the next coming month, in September, have some good series coming up. 4 games between the Dodgers and Diamondbacks, 3 games between the Padres and the Dodgers. So if these 2 teams want to gain some ground, this is the month to do it. The time is now. And that's why I say it has the potential to be a good and the best divisional race in baseball. The only thing is, with those series that happen when the Dodgers play these 2 teams, if the Dodgers win, that's a big swing. It's a big swing either way, depending on if the Dodgers win or lose. If the Dodgers lose, big swing. One of those 2 teams are going to catch up to the Dodgers. Dodgers win, separates that distance. Boring division race. So we'll see. Let's check the wild card. I think the West is the West is similar to the American League Central. Let's check out the wild card here. A couple more teams in the mix. Are the Miracle Mets, are the Grimace Mets, the Hoktua Mets, are they going to sneak in? Are they going to catch up to the Braves? They should. I think that they should. I think on paper right now, with all the injuries that the Braves have, I think the Mets should. Even after trading away Scherzer last year and no Verlander, no DeGrom, yada, yada, yada. You know, I still think that they have a better team on paper, maybe. I want to see Pete Alonso in the playoffs. I'm sorry if you're a Braves fan. I don't even know what to say. I just want to see the Mets. I think that they're a fun team to watch. And Lindor right now is getting MVP chatter about him right now. And I think that's a good topic to discuss. Maybe I'll bring it up. Maybe I'll bring it up right now. Nah, I won't. I'll save it for later. But let's just check this wild card standings out. I mean, you got the Diamondbacks and the Padres. They're sitting up top. Unless one of those 2 teams collapse, you're going to think that they're coming in. And they could very well collapse. Like I said, when they play the Dodgers, are they going to get swept by the Dodgers? Or will they hit a rut somewhere in September? I don't see it. If one of the teams were to hit a rut, I think it'd be the Padres to hit that rut and fall out, just because I've seen it before. But, I mean, we've seen it before with the Padres all the time. But the Diamondbacks, they're back. The Padres are hot right now. I think I would not want to face the Padres in October. I mean, Jackson Merrill, don't pitch to him in the 9th inning. Don't pitch to Jackson Merrill in the 8th inning or later, because he's just going to make you pay, especially if the game's tied. It seems like every time I watch a Padres game, I turn it on in the 8th inning, and you got Don Orzillo, whatever his name is, the announcer, going crazy because Jackson Merrill just hit a walk-off home run or a go-ahead bomb late in the game. Don't pitch to that kid. He might be Rookie of the Year. Jackson Merrill for the National League. Outside of that, National League, wild card, Mets right there. I don't think the Giants are anywhere near. I don't think the Cardinals are anywhere near it. The Cardinals I was high on middle of the year. They fizzled out. Probably just got on a hot streak and I got a little too hot on them. But the Brewers handled business. They're locked up. Phillies, are they locked up? Remains to be seen. Now, if the Braves make a run at the Phillies. Mets, kiss your chances goodbye because I don't think you'll be able to keep up with them. You need the Braves to collapse, and I think you should be able to beat. I think the Mets can make it. I'm rooting for the Mets to make it. I want the Mets to make it. I think that'd be fun to watch. The Grimace Mets. Now, my sister would think it'd be funny and she always says this, for Los Angeles to miss the playoffs. She just likes chaos. She's like the Joker in the Batman movies. You know, some people just like to see the world burn. That's my sister when it comes to the Dodgers. She doesn't like that they spent, hedge fund money on Ohtani over the next 9 million years or 750 million years. They're going to pay him $1 each year. That's why they got Ohtani. She doesn't like that, so she's looking for them to miss the playoffs. Either way, that was what the division looks like. We talked about Aaron Judge being a selfish player. Right now, let me see how many home runs Aaron Judge has, because it's actually, I think, I wanted to bring this topic up. My sister was here to ask the question. Do you think that Aaron Judge is going to pass his record? Now, a couple days ago, my buddy, my roommate and I, we were talking about it, and he says, no, he's got to go crazy to hit home. He's got to go crazy to catch 62, his own record. He's got to go crazy to hit 62. I told my buddy, I was like, no, he can very well hit it. I mean, Judge, we've seen Judge go on streaks where he hits home runs after home runs after home runs after home runs, and he did that this week. So after this week, my buddy's like, hey, he might do it. I think he's at 50-something, 51, 52 right now. Let me see. Aaron Judge home runs. Let's see. Good thing I got my old Google right next to me. I sound like a 35-year-old. 51 bombs right now. He's 11 home runs away. We're at August 20, what is this, the 26th? August 26th. It's on the corner of the screen. I don't know what I'm doing. August 26th, and Judge has 51 home runs. Hall of Famer right now. He needs a World Series ring. I hate to say that. I don't like the Yankees, but I gotta say, you gotta see Judge with a ring. But yeah, I think he's hitting 62. He hits, if he goes on runs where he hits 5 home runs in 3 games. Yeah, he's 11 away. I think it's a lock he's hitting 62. Now the question is he the most selfish player in the world? Because every time he hits 50, Astros win a World Series. Maybe he hits 60 and then beats the Astros in the ALCS by hitting more home runs. That would be really cool to see. I want to see that. Little Yankees-Orioles rivalry, and then Yankees-Astros rivalry in October. That would be awesome. Brett's a Yankee fan, too. My sister's a quasi-Yankee fan. She's a Yankee fan. But that would be fun to watch. Also, let's bring this up. Shout out Florida winning the Little League World Series. I don't know if you guys watched that at all. I used to not be real big on the Little League World Series just because they had, first of all, small field. Little League. Small field. But if you know anything about travel ball or travel baseball or baseball, youth baseball, Little League's fields are just small in general. A lot of kids, I think, 60-foot bases? 60-foot bases at that age, 11 and 12. And they pitch from 45 feet. Mound's 45 feet away. Pony and Cal Ripken baseball, a couple other leagues, not Little League. They're not as famous as Little League, but I think, it's when you play travel ball that the distance is not 60-foot bases. I believe it's 70-foot bases, and the pitching mound is 50 feet away as opposed to 45. So it's a little spread out. I think it's a little bit better baseball because you can take leads. It's a little more advanced, though, so I think Little League is important because you got kids who, they're just looking to play baseball. They're not looking to take it serious or, whatever. And that's fine. You need that. But it used to just be boring for me to watch as a kid because I thought this was weak baseball. So I don't know if there's kids right now that think that who don't play Little League but play youth baseball. And they think Little League's kind of a scam because it's so small. It's not real baseball. There's no leads. There's no pickoffs. Maybe that's just me because I'm a weirdo at that age. I didn't play Little League. I played Cal Ripken and Pony. But lately I've been loving Little League a lot. I have. They reduced the age limit to where there's not these 13-year-olds that are built like Barry Bonds hitting 500-foot home runs with metal bats. I think that's cool. The kids playing are kids. They're like, they haven't hit, they mostly haven't hit puberty yet, so they're kind of still kid-shaped. And, the balls it just looks crisper. It looks more like baseball. And these kids can play. If you look up some of the highlights from the World Series final, there were some good, they were flashing leather out there. The shortstop made a nice play, a couple nice plays, one slow roller on the run, another one up the middle where he slid and got up all in one motion and threw him out. Shout out the kind of, you ever see the kid doing the move with him? That kid is a ball player. Man on, I believe, what was it? Man on first, maybe man on second. Man on second base. base hit into the gap, into right center field. Throw's going home. He rounds first base, reads the throw, and takes second on the bad throw, which is advanced. I mean, you see college people not even do that. So to see a 12-year-old or 11-year-old do that, ball player, he's got it. He's got it. And I even texted my dad, hey, great, because it wasn't like bad throw, let me run. He knew what he was doing. He took the turn. He read the throw, saw the bad throw, text the extra base. What is this accent? I'm like European, like my sister right now. Take the extra base. That's smart. That's heads up. That's whoever's coaching him. The coach knows what he's doing, and the kid listens, and that's IQ. That's baseball IQ. He's gonna be a dog. And you saw it again because he was on third base a couple innings later. And this is where, because they're kids, so you got to learn, and you'll learn, and hopefully this never happens to you if you're Texas. They played Texas in the United States finals. Third baseman, he's on third base. Kid strikes out. Runner's on third. This guy, he's on third. Catcher throws the ball back to the pitcher. The third baseman turns his back. The pitcher turns his back walking to the mound, and the catcher turns to get his sign. Who's looking at the runner? Not a soul. Who knows that? The runner. He noticed it before. See, he saw a couple pitches before everyone turned their back. Sees it, and this is what you do when you're a good ball player like this kid. And I was very impressed at his age for him to be able to do this, because not to sound like it reminded me of me, but yes, he's well coached. He knew what he was doing. He's looking for holes in the other team. How can he get to the next base? You're always thinking, how can you get to the next base? And this kid did that and is still home. Hey, and if you look at him, he's a little plump. He ain't fast, but he's got this. And he's only 11 and 12. I know a guy I played with he couldn't even run after practice, and he ended up being juiced and one of the most athletic looking dogs when we were growing up. But he was plump when we were kids. This kid's plump. He's got IQ, and he stole home. Catcher throws the ball back to the pitcher. Everyone's turned away. He takes home before they eat it, right from under their nose. So great baseball from him. That's what you do. When you're 11 and 12, you can take advantage of kids who don't know what they're doing out there, especially if you have the mind for it. He has the mind for it. Hopefully those Texas kids that got taken advantage of there, they got caught with their pants down. That's a learning lesson. I blame the coaches a little bit, because how do you not see that and say something earlier in the year? I blame the coaches. You're supposed to be there you're supposed to have this, dude. You're the coach. You're not 11 and 12. You're out here. You're supposed to have this. You're supposed to communicate that. Hopefully the kids learn from that and they don't ever turn their back on the play. You don't turn your back on the play. Everyone gets caught with their pants down once in a while in baseball. It's weird when I say it like that, but it's true. Everyone gets caught with their pants down. Outside of that, I think what else did I want to talk about? There was something else I wanted to talk about. I said I'd wait, I'd leave it. I think it was something with the standings, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. I need my sister. I don't know. I don't really remember what it was. Talking about Mets, or Phillies, Braves? Who knows? Sorry. It was probably something not important. But let's talk about fair or foul since we're not here. I just got a couple things I think could be funny. This one I saw on Twitter. I was like, what the hell is this? Vatos Locos and 2-4 Locos equals Jean-Car Locos. I don't know how this got on my Twitter feed. I'm going to say fair. Brother, where's this energy at right now? Okay, we need this energy at. Maybe this is what's missing. Maybe you spend too much time in New York. You become a part of that system up there. They don't let. I want to see Jean-Car Locos out on the field. I want to look at this guy's face. I want to see Jean-Car Locos out on the field. I want to see that. I say fair. Let's get more Jean-Car Locos. Can we make Jean-Car Locos a shirt? Can 4 Locos sponsor Jean-Car Locos and create a Jean-Car Locos 4 Locos flavor? That'd be fucking sweet. Excuse my French. My sister's in France, so I can say it. She's not in France, but Europe's all France. Fair there. I only got one more fair or foul for you guys. I saw this. This is actually my hand holding up someone else's phone. Saw this on Talking Yanks Instagram, and my buddy showed me. I had to take a picture. This is a Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo baseball jersey here, and it smells out Jizzo. Fair. I love this. This is so sweet. This is tough. It's a little play on Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo. They used to be Brizzo back in the Chicago Cubs days. I like Jizzo. I can get down with some Jizzo. I fuck with Jizzo. Jizzo's tough. I love Jizzo. Jizzo's a good jersey. Now, 99.48. Maybe shave off a couple numbers there. Maybe he's not even a heavy set guy, but he's a little wide bodied. So maybe that's why I couldn't fit all those numbers on me if I wanted that jersey. That might actually be the only Yankees jersey I ever wear. So, Lisa, if you're listening, which she's probably not, she's enjoying herself. But if you're ever listening and then you want me to get me a Yankees jersey, get me a Jizzo jersey because I wear a Jizzo jersey. That's all I got, fair or foul. Sorry, guys. Let's check out next week's games. Take a little peek, a little gander here at next week's matchups. Good. I'll just point out some good series that I see that I'm excited for. Straight off the bat, number one, you got a lot of great series here, but the one that catches my eye, Royals Guardians out there in American League Central. The Royals are how many games back from the Guardians right now? Let me check. I believe it's only 2.5. 2 games. The Royals are 2 games back from the Guardians. So this series happening right now, currently midweek, that's going to be a very good series. You also have Mets and Diamondbacks. That's going to be a good series as well. The Mets playing at Phoenix. They are, I want to say 2 games out of the wild card. The Mets are 2.5 out. Diamondbacks 4.5 out. Diamondbacks, you can't afford to lose games if you're going to catch up to the Dodgers. I know you're in a comfortable spot with that wild card, but obviously you want to get a bye, try to beat the Dodgers, win that division. Also, people just want to catch up to the Dodgers. People just don't like the Dodgers. Another one, Braves, Twins could be good. Orioles, Dodgers in LA. That could be a really fun series to watch. You got 2 good teams playing against each other. I'd keep my eye on that. Let's go ahead and check out the weekend series here. You got Braves, Phillies, this time in Philadelphia. We're going to see some more stare downs. And it's also the double dipper. That's what we're working with there in the prime time. So we'll talk about that. I'll make my prime time picks. I didn't get it out to my sister, unfortunately. We got time difference, so I wasn't able to get her prime time picks. But, in baseball, some teams play 162. Some teams finish with 161, so it's not that big a deal. I'll just have a little bit of a different record. Use it as a chance to maybe get up on her. Who knows? Braves, Phillies. Good matchup there. Mets with an opportunity to win some games against the White Sox, unfortunately for White Sox fans. And here we are, 4-game series. 4-game series. This is why that Mets Diamondbacks series midweek is real good, because you don't want to lose too much ground, or you have the opportunity to gain ground, but you want to stay in the same area you're at if you're a Diamondbacks fan when you play LA in Phoenix for a 4-game set. That is going to be the weekend matchup, the weekend series of the weekend. Right there, Dodgers and Diamondbacks. That's going to be the one that if I'm watching some ball this week and I'm tuning into that, that's going to be a real good series. Outside of that, Phillies, Braves, Diamondbacks, Dodgers. I wish they didn't double dip. This is why I said in the beginning of the year, I wish that they didn't really come out with the schedules for prime time. I know they might have to plan that out in advance, but college game day goes wherever the hell they want to go week by week. So I just wish right here, if I was ESPN Braves Phillies is good too, but that Diamondbacks Dodgers series is going to be real good. I'd want to watch that. That's going to be a good series. Let's go ahead and look at the prime time standings. I'm 22-23. My sister's 21-24. We're right next to each other. I have an opportunity to make some ground right here. I also have an opportunity to lose some ground. We'll see how it goes. I'll make my primetime picks right now. We're double dipping. We are double dipping. If you want to, how about this? I'll make my primetime picks. If you're still watching and you made it this far, pick with me. I think we'll start doing that. I'll have my sister. I'll have me, our standings for the primetime picks. So I'll have both my sister and me. And I'll also put for third here, I'll put another third thing here of the fans. I'll do a YouTube logo and put fans. The fan pick. Let's see if the fans are better than us. You probably are, to be honest. We are below 500. It's like a coin toss, essentially. So, we don't know what the hell we're talking about, but I'm going to make my picks anyway. If you guys want to vote for your picks, pick who you think's going to win on Saturday and Sunday here. Say Saturday, Braves, Phillies, or Sunday, Braves or Phillies. I'm going to go here, give you my picks Saturday and Sunday. I'm just going to go for the old twofer. I'm going to do it. The old twofer. Phillies winning both games. They're going to lose the first game. That Friday night. They are. But it's Friday and it's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday and it's Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, it's Friday. Damn it. I got one going. Okay, I tried to turn the lights off, but it's Friday and it's Saturday, Sunday. Well, yeah, the Friday they're gonna lose. Saturday, Sunday they're gonna be the Phillies. They're gonna end up winning. Let me know what you think. I think the Phillies with Bryce Harper, they're just. You saw what happened last time Arcia tried to start. He's trying to be starting something. He got to be starting something. Arcia tried to start something, and Harper finished it last year in October. This time, Arcia's starting something. Harper's finna finish something. Harper's gonna go crazy this series. You don't stare at that man and expect to get away with it. Bryce Harper's a dog, and he's gonna show you this weekend why he's a dog. So I'm going Harper. I think that the Phillies are going to win. That's all I got today. I hope I did all right. I hope I didn't bore you guys. It was a little bit of a quicker show, about 40 minutes. I'm surprised I yapped for 40 minutes by myself. I'll be honest. I'm surprised, but am I really that surprised? Not really. I'm a yapper. This is what I do. I'm a professional yapper, guys. I talk my ass off. That's what I do. So, and I love baseball. I can talk for days about baseball. I do it in my head already, so now I'm just verbalizing it with my mouth. That's what I do. All right, well, if you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe. We do this every week. My sister will be back next week, so if your ears were bleeding just listening to me the whole time, or if you're missing having a female on the show and not just looking at a big, ugly dude, she'll be back next week. Give her baseball takes. Hopefully tell us a little bit more about Europe, and go ahead, ask her some questions about Florida State in the comments. I'll be sure to toss them her way. She's an expert. But other than that, I'm really excited for some baseball. We had a great week of baseball last week. We're heading into another week, especially that weekend series, Dodgers, Snakes, and Braves, Phillies. Another great week of baseball is what it looks like. A lot of good midweek series as well. A lot of first-place teams or teams vouching for first place. They're playing each other. A lot of good baseball coming. It's going to be that way. September baseball. Just wait till the call-ups start coming. You already saw Nationals prospect Dylan Cruz, I believe his name is. He got called up. We're going to start seeing some dogs. Baseball. It's September baseball, baby. The best time of the year for MLB. And October baseball is right around the corner. It's crazy. We're already here. 42 episodes in. This is a Jackie Robinson episode, baby. Number 42. All right. Well, if you guys enjoyed it, remember, be sure to subscribe. Let me know who you think's going to win the primetime games. And appreciate you guys for sticking around. See you next time.
Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know that you said you don't think of me, but what you're doing now is telling different. Tell me what you're drinking.